Guys, I'm Mandy and today I'm going to show you guys my everyday makeup look. First, I like to start off with a primer so that way I don't sweat my makeup off, and be gentle with the face. Love it. As my primer is setting, I like to start off with my eyebrows. And what I use for my eyebrows is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Ebony. And so to start off my brows, I just brush them up forward and I go in a little bit at a time, wipe it off on my hand because I don't want it to be too harsh. And then I go to the top, but I don't start right here because we don't want our brows to look boxy or too dark. I start somewhere around this area. So I wipe off the excess on my hand, and sometimes I'll forget to wash my hands before I go to school, and I'll just walk in with makeup all over my hand. And I'll realize in like first period, I'm like, oh. Now I get a concealer that's somewhat close to my skin. Dot, and that's the amount I start off with. And I take a brush like this, a small one, a concealer brush, to carve out and shape my brows. Now the key is blending out because you don't want any harsh lines of concealer. For the final step of my brows, because I want them to stay in place all day, is I'll take a colored brow gel or a clear one. Today I'm using a light brown colored one, and I'll just brush it out to the shape I want them to be. So now that my primer has set for about 5 or so minutes, I'm gonna go in with my foundation. And I love this Wet n Wild one. It's my favorite drugstore brand, and the foundation is only about $5. And I like to use a brush like this because it's more coverage compared to the Beauty Blender, where it will soak up a lot of your product. And I just use the little spatula that it comes with and apply that all over my face. Then what I do is I sort of drag it out and then begin to buff it in. Make sure to reach all the way up to your hairline, or you'll have 2 different skin tones. So I use the Maybelline Master Conceal, and I just do some dots, and I'm going to use this brush actually. Tap it in. Then I go in with my setting powder, and to set my makeup I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder. Now go in with a fluffy brush and just bit pale, so I'll go in with some contour and bronzer. To contour, I have the Femme Rosa Carucci and Colourpop collab, and the contour shade, bronzing shade, I take a nice fluffy fan brush like this. To contour, I start off on my forehead. Now that's contour. You can also do bronzing, and to bronze I like to use the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Blend. It's really good natural bronze. It makes you look tan. And I'll go in with the same fluffy brush. And then the same little palette I'll go in with a small brush like this and go into the blush shade, and I'll smile like this. Now with the blush, to blend it out a bit more, I'll go back in with the setting powder brush that I use and then I'll go on to my eyes. And if I feel like doing a natural eyeshadow that day, I'll just get a fluffy brush and I'll go back into the same shade that I used to contour, swirl it, tap off the excess, and just put that in my crease. Blend, blend, blend. The key is to blend. Blend, say it with me, B-L-E-N-D, blend. I curl my lashes and put on mascara. I know people put on lashes, but I don't have the patience to do that every morning, to put on falsies. And what I do is I'll just hold it for about like 10 seconds and then curl it, 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 curl it. And then again, I'm using Wet n Wild Mega Wear. A lot of my stuff is from Wet n Wild because that's my favorite drugstore brand. They have really affordable things that are good quality. And I'll just brush off the excess mascara because you don't want to go in with a lot, or else you'll end up looking like spider legs, like it'll look clumpy. Now, you see this? I got mascara on my eyelid, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna wait till it dries completely, because if you wipe it off while it's wet, it's gonna streak and make an even bigger mess. But when it's completely dry, you can just sort of brush it off and it'll come off clean and won't ruin your makeup. My personal favorite part is highlight. Once again, I'm going in with this palette, but I also do love Wet n Wild's highlights. They have really good stuff, really good highlighters, powders. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I just really like Wet n Wild, but if you want to sponsor me, Wet n Wild, hit me up. So going with a highlighting brush, just dip that in the gold because I love gold. Tap off the excess and just glow, baby, glow. My nose, I love doing this. Tickles. And then I love going here on the Cupid's bow. I feel like it just really adds that extra pizzazz. So I go in with a colored chapstick almost. This is really creamy, and just to add some color to my lips. And I feel like it really pulls the look all together. Mix it all in. Give yourself a little kiss. We're looking cute. Oh, and see, the mascara has dried now, so I'm just gonna go in and wipe that off. Interesting. To wrap things up, for my final step, I like to get rose water. I use the Mario Badescu, and I just use that as my setting spray. It's also very refreshing, so you just all over the face. And very refreshing. And so this is my everyday makeup look. Thank you for watching. This is just a really simple everyday school makeup look tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I can list all the products I use down below. Hit that like button. I've always wanted to say that. And yeah, bye.